What is up, comic fam? It's your boy Vincent McLean, the Comic Machine, and I'm back again with another episode of the Monday Night Jibber Jabber. Woo! Yeah, what's going on? So, today we are going to be diving into the comic book realm, and we're going to be looking at what's hot. We're going to be looking at the comics list of what to get. We're going to look at some comic news that I just found out from the old lady. She came in and was like, hey, by the way, I heard this rumor that was going to be happening, and I think it's like right up your alley, and like you should totally capitalize on it if you can, because it's kind of big news, because it was coming down from Marvel, because they're going to be starting a new series. Big news. So that's what I'm doing tonight, and then I'm going to be going through showing you guys what I'm looking at, how I look at stuff, in case you guys have never been here before. So you're like new to the comic game, you don't really know what to look for, where to look for, how to look for, or when to look for. So that's what I'm going to be doing here tonight, and just kind of like going over all those things, showing off my collection too, and so you can see what I collect and what I like to pick up and all that kind of good stuff. And what else? Oh, so next Monday night, y'all, holy shit. Okay. All right. So a buddy of mine, his name is Skeff's Comic Knowledge, and he's a pretty good dude. You know, he's a pretty good dude. He does good stuff, you know, kind of shows off his subscriber count, you know, and he does a lot of unboxings and stuff like that, which is pretty cool, I guess. He gets awesome CGC grades, except he can't land a 9.8 Ultimate Fallout number 4, which is unfortunate because he really needs one. If I had one, I would just give it to him, because I don't. I have a Spider-Man, Miles Morales Spider-Man number 1, and I'm happy with that. So, I mean, if I had a 9.8 Skeff, I'd just give it to you. But so he dropped some serious news into our group chat today, and he said, hey, you should totally hit up this one dude and see if he would be willing to come on your show and like hang out and have a night and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, really? I was like, yeah. And I was like, he's got like 90 something thousand subscribers. I don't think he would give two shit about my little piddly channel, which I, just being modest here, I think it's doing fairly decent. And he said, just give it a try. Just put it out there. And one of our early guys, Justin Comics, he did the same, and he was just like, hey, yo, what's up? You want to do a thingy? He said yes to him, so I was like, all right, screw it. So I reached out to Gem Mint at Gem Mint Collectibles, y'all. Gem Mint is going to be on the show next Monday, and I'm kind of losing my shit because, like, that is pretty epic. That's pretty epic. Yeah, I'm kind of in shock a little bit still, but yeah, Gem Mint's going to be on next Monday, the 14th. So I'm going to try to figure out like an actual good topic to talk about, because I don't want to just like be rambling and stuff. But I mean, I guess I could ramble. I mean, that's kind of what the Monday Night Jibber Jabber is all about. But yeah. What's up, the Mad Respect? Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. You are the first commenter, and hopefully you're the first one to like the video. Make sure you like the videos, guys. Like, we want good likes and stuff like that. We got to get the count. We got to get the count up. Okay, here we go. Look, I like my own video too. Okay, now we're rolling. All right. So yeah, next Monday, the 14th of December, the Monday Night Jibber Jabber with me, Vincent McLean, the Comic Machine. Gem Mint from Gem Mint Collectibles is going to be on the show, and whoever shows up today, okay, I hope you can give me some good like ideas that we could do, but I really don't know what to talk about. I don't know. Literally, like, I do not own a single statue, so I mean, I have my Cthulhu statue here. That's it. This is like the only statue I have, and it's like, it's made of plastic because it's actually like a coin holder. Yeah, this is the only statue I own, so I don't even know I don't even have a statue, and I don't own an omnibus, like an actual full on omnibus. I've got a couple of those Walking Dead, like the thick ones, but it's not like a omnibus, I guess you could say. So I don't know. Steve and Spock, what's up? Recent subscriber. You guys go over, check them out, subscribe. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I saw that. I think it was up to like 5 or 6 whenever I did it. Yeah, there you go. 6. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Asuka and Lana are fighting for the women's tag team if you want to go on a rant about the Iconics. Okay, Asuka and Lana are fighting for the women's tag team. Asuka and Lana. I was talking to a buddy of mine today, and he said that they're doing this weird push with Lana. I have no idea. So for those of you that are new to this, I'm probably going to get this really wrong, but I think it's Cole, right? Cole from Comic Burrito. Cole, pretty sure you're the one that's over here jumping on the Monday Night Jibber Jabber and just throwing some jibbers and jabbers for me. For those of you guys that don't know this, last Monday night for literally like probably 35 to 45 minutes, it was nothing but wrestling talk. So that's what this is. Asuka and Lana are fighting for the women's tag team on Raw right now. Yeah, they're doing some stupid push with Lana. They're trying to turn her face. And I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. Mad respect. More likes than all of my videos combined, maybe. Oh my God. Goodness gracious. You have the Animal Man Omni. You know, I actually had the Animal Man #1 from the New 52 for a little bit. But it was a real beat up copy from like Half Price Books, dude. It was like beat to shit. I didn't want to keep it. I like to kind of have like comics in pretty decent condition, especially if they're like newer ones like that. Obviously, like old ones, you know, bronze, silver, and shit like that can like get pretty beat up. But yeah. Hey, I did get it right. All right, sweet. Cole, thanks for stopping by. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe on the way out. All right. Goodness gracious. Okay. Oh, snap. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to respond to that here in a little bit. Okay. All right. So today, all right, I don't know about you guys, those of you that are the collectors that you are out there in this amazing comic book community. I am literally looking at what's hot, what's trending, what's on sale on eBay literally every single day. Like every day I'm looking at it. It's like I feel like I'm a stockbroker or somebody that works at Wall Street. Like I'm looking at the trades every day. Like I got the newspaper, I'm looking at the trades. Like that's how I feel when it comes to like comic book stuff, because I'm so invested and I love collecting comic books so much. I don't even know what to say. I have the Grant Morrison one, but I do have, I think, most of the New 52 button. And by button, I mean run. Okay. That makes sense. Got it. I think that's the one. Here, let me look it up here. Here. Let me look it up here. Here. Animal Man. Okay. Share screen. Yes. Want to share screen. Share screen. Share. Okay. All right. Here we go. So this is the one, the 2011 one with this one. I'm assuming this is the same one, right, Cole? Do you have this one? Come on, load, you bastard. No, this is Jeff Lemire one. This is the one that I had, but I had the cover 0. That was the blue cover, not this one. It was like the blue one. It wasn't this one. It wasn't the 1988 one. But it looked like, was there different covers? I want to say there was different covers. But I read this one because I think I have the trade. Or I read the trade somewhere. I don't remember. Hey, what's up, Ruben Guzman? Thanks for stopping by. Which one is the Grant Morrison one? Is it the 1988 one? Is this done by Grant Morrison? I really don't know. Animal Man is a very interesting character, without a doubt. Okay, yeah, this one. This is the one you did. Okay, got it. Oh my God! Really bringing up Naomi? I can't fucking talk. All right, Naomi number one. Okay, all right, we're gonna look at this because the news of Naomi was insane. Oh my God. Okay, so let's see what's for sale. Okay, so third prints. If you are big into Naomi, okay, if you here we go. If you like Naomi, now is the time to try to get you any copy because Naomi has shit bricks. It has just started to go through the roof. Okay. If you want Naomi and you like Naomi, try to get you any copy you can because it is going through the roof. All right. Okay. Now back to previous broadcast. Okay. So Naomi third print, $20 plus $4.75 for shipping. That's a third print. It's a third print. So if you want it, you got to go get it. That's all I'm saying about that. Yeah. Hold on, guys. Okay, let's see what else here. Okay, number one special convention exclusive edition. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I really hate getting I wouldn't say hate getting. I don't put much stock into getting like convention exclusives or like this Naomi. I know it's sponsored, but like the CW show opted variant, whatever this variant is. I'm not huge into the variants. It's got to be real specific for me to want to get a variant. But there you go. If you want the exclusive variant, you can get that one, but you're going to pay $50 for it. Okay, where's the number one? Like a true number one. Okay, here. This is actually probably one of the best deals right here. Okay, Naomi 1 through 6 complete set, all first print covers for $89 plus $5.99 for shipping. That would be the deal, in my opinion, if you're trying to get the number one. Because me, I would just want the number one. But it's super hot. Super, super hot. Here you go. Here's another one. But that's a third print. That's not a first print. But if you wanted it and you want the whole run, that wouldn't be bad. I think you would still be better if you got the $89 run. That'd be better. Okay. We'll go a little bit more here. Okay. You get a second print for $30. You could do that. That's not bad. Like, that would actually be pretty decent. You know, not too bad. Yeah. I mean, it could work. Oh, snap. Oh, shit. Something's happening, guys. This is a monumental occasion, and I really am kind of at a loss for words about what's about to happen right now because this person has never been on the Monday Night Jibber Jabber because he is an amazing person. He's busy as all hell, and he's just like super awesome. I'm super excited, guys. Holy shit.
Wait.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. What happened? I just Googled hot dudes with comic books and it brought me here.
Oh my God. Guys, this is awesome. It's almost like a dream come true. Almost a dream come true because, guys, Comic Man Andy is on the Monday Night Jibber Jabber.
Dude.
Don't you have to like do a show like right now? What are you doing?
I actually read the book earlier this morning for Monday's Modern Men, and we're going to start at about 10:30 tonight. Those guys are still working a little bit later than normal, so that provides me an opportunity to come hang out here for a bit.
Oh, shit. Okay, this is awesome. Andy, I can't tell you how long I've been waiting for you to be able to hop on here and talk about comic books because that's what we love. Have you gotten your copy of Naomi number one? Because that's what Comic Burrito Cole was talking to us about here.
Yeah, I do have one raw copy of Naomi. Probably like a 9.6 if I send it up to CGC. I told myself for the last 6 months that I should be buying up multiple copies, but it's always like something, you know, as a collector, you kind of prioritize stuff. And Naomi isn't something I'm super passionate about, but I knew there were opportunities about in there, right? I mean, there's a lot of opportunity there. So I threw it on the list of something to grab anytime I saw one. So I've got one, or maybe 2 raw copies, but I should have been buying 9.8 slabs for like the last 6 months every chance I got.
Yeah. So I bet you super really happy about what Cole's talking about right here. Clone Wars #1. Aren't you glad you picked up a Clone Wars #1?
Yes. Super glad we did, because that's one of the reasons why I don't have more Naomis over the last 6 months to a year, is we prioritize some Star Wars stuff well ahead of Naomi, because we're really big into Star Wars at home here. So it's like, that wasn't just a book for my PC, that was a book for the family's PC, so to speak.
Nice. Are you all caught up on The Mandalorian?
Yes.
Oh my fucking God. This last episode was so awesome. I know you said previously that it was like too Power Rangery because the director and stuff like that, but you can't negate the fact that Boba Fett was super fucking awesome. Like, oh my God, that was so cool to see him get his armor, and then he was like, I was aiming for the second one. It's just like,
and when that slave 1 went by, it's like, oh, here we go. But I looked at my wife and I'm like, yeah, but who's on it?
Right?
What happens? And sure enough, I mean, it was pretty much set in stone when we saw that cutscene at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I was just, that was so great. Like, seeing that and seeing Boba Fett come into the Mandalorian. Hopefully they kind of expand on what happened to him, you know, being stuck in the Sarlacc and stuff like that, and how he got out and why he was separated with his armor. I know there's some lore and stuff like that that kind of dives in a little bit, but it's still a little bit like unclear. So I'm kind of hoping there's going to be a little bit more explanation maybe in the future episodes.
We'll see what happens. I half wonder if they're going to save a lot of that for his own spinoff show.
If they did, that would be, obviously that would probably work best, but unless they've actually, you know, confirmed that that's going to happen, you know, who knows? At
this point, how many spinoff shows are they going to do? I've heard like of 4 or 5 different spinoff shows. You know, Ahsoka Tano's own spinoff show, Boba Fett's own spinoff show. There was at least a couple more that I heard rumor about, and it's like, how many? What do they have resource-wise where they have the capabilities of doing this? But I think what they've been able to do in filming The Mandalorian and how they've been filming that has cut the cost and some of the other stuff in like half.
Yeah, I think more people, because we want to consume stuff right then and there, and we want to be able to have the best high quality we can for what we're having to deal with, especially with COVID and stuff like that. So it's probably a little bit easier for them to do these smaller venues, but put maximum effort into it. And we get stuff like The Mandalorian or The Punisher or Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage. We're not going to talk about the other one, but like, I feel like if they put more into it, that would actually probably be pretty cool, but I don't know. We'll see, you know?
Yeah. Cause I think they've got that filming stage where it's just nothing but LED screens, so they don't really have to travel to many locations. They can just load them up.
Dude, that's intense.
And build like quarter sets or half sets, so it saves them a ton of time and a ton of money. It's amazing how they can pump out a show like this in the time frame that they have been.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. All right, let me hit this chat up here a little bit. You jumped on and my world went completely upside down. So, all right, mad respect. Here we go. You ordered your first omnibus coming in 2021. Okay, so I need to figure out what omnibus I want to get. I'd like to get one, hopefully not spend $300 for it, but I would like to get one at some point. I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, Cole's all about, he got his first print of Naomi. That's great. I don't have a first print, but I'd like to get a first print. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not super invested in the character. We'll see. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, look, there you go. There you go, Andy. Cole from Con Burrito. He knows what's up. Mad respect. Hey, Comic Man. My first subscriber. That is awesome. Awesome. I was planning on flipping the Clone Wars #1, but then I watched Mando and I don't want to anymore. I would very much agree to that. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Clone Wars 1's going to be a book to flip at all. Think about Star Wars fandom, the number of Star Wars fans that are out there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then go look up the number of graded copies of Clone Wars #1.
We're going to look at that here in just a second. But since you're here, okay, I need some assistance. Okay. So you just saw in the chat between you, me, Skeff, and Justin Comics. All right. I just dropped some fire news. Okay. So we're going to screen share a little bit here. Okay.
Ooh.
So for you guys that don't know, Marvel to debut new Alien series in March of 2021. This is a big deal, guys, because if you didn't know, Marvel bought the rights to Predator and Alien, and this is going to be the first title that they've done for this character. So, because of that, this means that if you want anything with Alien and Dark Horse in the same name, now's the time to try and get it, because once this new series pops up, those books are going to be in high demand because that's where they first came from, and it's going to be hard to get those books again at some point. So, with that being said, Andy, okay, I got this offer here, okay? Dark Horse Aliens, #1, first print at a 6.0, plus issues number 2 and 6. And he said that the second, #2, is a second print and a first print of number 6. Okay. Obviously, I'm trying to get that first print #1. He offered it, or he put the price at $44.90, and then I countered with a $35. And then he counter offered me for $39 because since I'm not paying for shipping, it's for free. He's taking the bulk of the shipping cost for $12. So, would you say his counter offer of $39 would be a good buy for this whole set?
Depends. Is he hard nosed on that 6.0? Like, is it exactly a 6.0? Or is he being extremely conservative, or is he being extremely liberal? You know what I mean?
So the corners look pretty good. The flat black looks pretty good, but there is there's this, you see that in that bottom left-hand corner, that's a pretty sizable color breaking dent. And then there's some serious spine damage here. So I would say that's a fairly accurate. I would say that's a fairly good estimate of the grade of the book.
I think that'll probably be the cheapest you'll find a #1 first print for a while.
Okay.
Me personally, I lost out. I had a 8.0 copy I could have got in my LCS for $10, months and months and months ago, and I missed it. But I'm going to play the spec cycle. I'm going to wait for things to slow down, quiet down, and hopefully see those prices drop. Could be a year, could be more, but I really had my sight set on a 9.8 of that book, and it just blew up too fast, too quick.
Right. So, in case you guys didn't know, yes, I just went ahead and bought it because I have all the other big important Dark Horse Alien Predator books. I've already collected those. This was the only one that I hadn't picked up yet. Now, if we go back and we start to look at just the #1s, okay? Now, that was the set. I got number 1, #2, and number 6. But if we wanted to buy it now, okay? So a third print is somebody's selling it for $30. Third print, $30. First print, $80.
For a very fine minus.
For a very fine minus. Like, this is the one I just bought, so you guys don't get that one. I think this might be a 9.2 second, I guess. I'm not sure what this second promise. I don't know what that means.
Second print, probably.
Probably, yeah. First print, just by itself, you're gonna $50. I mean, that's a fairly decent price. Let's see what this looks like. That is definitely. I'm not paying $60 for that. Look at all those spine ticks. That's pretty bad. Just for it by itself, I don't know. I probably try to go down to 40, maybe 38. But here you go. If you want the whole volume, first print complete, 1 through 6, fine to very fine. So yeah, and look at this right here. Look at that. The Origin with the Queen on the front by Dark Horse Presents, near mint, $50. That's a big important book. So I don't know. Maybe I did just get the best deal out there. Not trying to toot my own horn, Andy, or anything, but I appreciate your feedback because I was talking to the wifey about it, and she was like, maybe you need to ask everybody on your show what they think, because she couldn't really help me make that decision. So
good deals are awesome, man. They're not easy to find sometimes.
Yeah, it's that's what I was kind of talking about right before you stole the show and hopped in. All right, Cole, thanks for stopping by. Enjoy watching Raw and that train wreck that's going on between Asuka and Lana. Talking about how I literally spend almost all of my time if I'm at my computer, sometimes when I'm on my phone, but being at work can be kind of hard to keep looking at it. But I am looking at Go Collect prices. I am looking at eBay prices. I am just trying to stay on top of all the news that's going on and trying to find those deals when the time is right and try to capitalize on them. Like that's my life.
And this Wednesday, the last issue on the miniseries that Dark Horse released for Alien, it's the original screenplay.
Yeah.
That last one drops this Wednesday, I think.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be the last Alien book from anybody other than Marvel.
Yeah. I actually have all 4 of those. So I don't know. Maybe if somebody might get one. I don't know. I just might send that back out to the community. That'd be pretty cool. Might do that. Andy, have you completed your entire Punisher run yet?
Volume 2, I think I'm set on. I think Warzone, War Journal, the original War Zones and War Journals I'm still working on. I think I've got a couple there. That's another one of those things where those books are still cheap enough. I just kind of drop that down on the priority list.
Right. So I have a question about that. So as far as Punisher goes, this is what I have. So War Journal, Warzone, and then Volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then Punisher Max. So what is the other Punisher #1? That's the big one that I should get.
Ooh, the miniseries, the original miniseries.
Oh yeah. That I want to try to get all of those in one go. I want to try to find a good lot deal for that. But after that one, is there any other big one that I actually should try to get?
Man, volumes 3, 4, 5, 6 are kind of a mishmash. That's where you get into the late 80s or late 90s, early 2000s, and they tried to reinvent Frank Castle a couple of times. Franken Castle's a pretty good read, but it's not like super expensive. The anything Garth Ennis and Punisher is worth grabbing. Let's see what else. There's not a lot of expensive Punisher keys after that. That's when you get into you're looking at reprints or anomalies, like the Eminem Punisher cover. That one's like an anomaly. It's huge because it's scarce, and it's just a crossover from Punisher fans to Eminem fans, and
like as in the hip hop artist Eminem.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But it's not a hip hop variant like the ones that they've been talking about in the last year or so. It's just its own thing. I think it was like a one shot, maybe.
Okay.
I've never read it because I've never been able to find a raw copy because they're so expensive.
Okay. What about this 2001 Punisher? Is this one of those big ones? Like I'm looking, you know me. All right. I try to go for the keys. I try to go for the good, important #1s, key books, cameos, like major event kind of dealio thingies. So
I think that series has got the first Barracuda in it, if I remember correctly. Pretty good read. Then that one right there, 2000, the Punisher 12 issues.
Okay.
That #1 is the first Spacker Dave, and Spacker Dave is the kind of emo character from the Thomas Jane Punisher one, that movie.
Okay. Which emo character? Which
the skinny guy that's in the apartment building? Frank Castle ends up moving in there.
Oh, the guy with all the metal in his face.
Yep, that's Spacker Dave.
Okay.
So that #1 is the first appearance of Spacker Dave, and that #1 actually has a couple of variants that are hard to find. It's got a all white cover variant It's another variant of Tim Bradstreet's, and that also has a second print that's harder to find.
Okay.
I just need a good creative team to handle the Punisher and do another ongoing series.
So I did collect the newest Punisher series that was
Soviet?
coming out, or not Soviet, no, the other one, the newer one, the one where like him and the Daredevil kind of clashed a little bit more.
Yep.
I did collect like the first 10 issues or so of that, but like I didn't keep up with the read enough, and I needed to cut back on the old comics pull list, so I ended up trading up for those. But let's see here.
I bought all the issues, and it was an okay read, but it wasn't like mind blowing by any means.
Right. But yeah, I've kind of don't know, other than the mini series for the Punisher, like the actual volume 1. That's the only one that I'm actually really trying to get, this one right here.
Yep.
Other than that, like I really don't know what other good Punisher stuff to get. So you said this one for Spacker Dave. I think this is the new one that came out.
That's the most recent one.
Yeah.
The Rosenberg run.
Yeah. So like I think I've read like the first 3, maybe 4 issues of that, and it was actually not bad. It was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it, but I just fell out of it. So I'm kind of like at a very big, pass of like what to collect as far as Punisher goes.
Yeah, and I'm big into Punisher because Punisher, it's a separation from a lot of the superheroes and superpowers and everything else that's crazy that's going on. So when Rosenberg did that run and mixed in a lot of those other aspects and Baron Zemo and all this other stuff, I'm like, well, if I wanted to read that, I'd be reading those books. I'm reading Punisher because I don't want to read that. So I felt that took away from the story. I mean, Punisher's at his best when he's down in the nitty gritty, down in the gutters and the sewers, fighting crime and going crazy. You know, I wish they would bring back the original storytelling style of the War Journal, where they had him traveling all over the world fighting mob bosses and drug lords and stuff like that, and just destroying their worlds and just rampaging through everything and keeping his little journal.
That would be pretty cool. I'd like to see him like go on a rampage and like topple governments and stuff like that. And like, ooh, here's an idea. He goes to a country that is like completely screwed itself 100%. Frank Castle goes in, kills everybody, assumes power, and then something else happens and he has to leave. And then like, yeah, there we go. That's a new plot. Somebody needs to pick that up. All right. Have you been watching the Hots Comics list?
I haven't lately. I peek at things on Fridays here and there, but more often than not, it seems like a lot of them lately are just week to week hot books, like the Daredevil 25. It's like, I don't know, man. I grabbed Daredevil 25 because I've been reading Daredevil through the whole series so far, but I don't know that it really has any staying power.
So I don't know. That was definitely a big book that was supposed to like be fairly epic. I mean, it is kind of epic. Elektra dons the Daredevil suit and is Daredevil because Daredevil's in jail for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
What did he do? I'm not reading the story, so tell me what did he do?
Well, without getting too deep into the storyline, a number of issues beforehand during another story arc, he accidentally killed somebody.
Really?
He's being charged with manslaughter. And, Spider-Man even came to try to get him to turn himself in and all this other stuff. And that's the gist of it is basically he was being charged with manslaughter for accidentally killing a criminal, mind you, who was breaking into a store and stealing stuff. So, and it just spiraled out of control with all these other events. And Frank Castle makes an appearance in the series as well, which is epic. And Detective Nathan Cole obviously chases him down and battles his own demons throughout that. And then this comes to the culmination where he decides to turn himself in and stand up for trial. And he's going to make a deal with a prosecuting attorney. Then he backs away and he's like, no, I'm going to fight it. And then he stands up in the middle of court and he decides I'm going to take the deal and go to jail for a year on manslaughter charges.
Goodness gracious.
So they were fighting over who was going to buy Hell's Kitchen, basically. The Stormwinds, they didn't want the Stormwinds to buy it. So he went to Tony Stark and begged Tony Stark, or basically he told Tony Stark, he's like, look, you're going to buy Hell's Kitchen when all this stuff comes up for auction. And Tony calls him back that was the day of the auction. He's like, we put everything we had into it and we couldn't move fast enough and somebody else bought us out. Well, Elektra bought out Hell's Kitchen.
Wow.
So it fits. She owns Hell's Kitchen. She owns everybody's homes. And then now she's donning the Daredevil costume. And where are they going to go with this arc? I mean, I see it having potential if they stick with it and they really flesh it out. But if 2 issues later, she's back in her original costume, it's going to womp, just kind of fizzle.
Right. So, like, her buying Hell's Kitchen, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it's a good thing because what they wanted to do is they wanted to give Hell's Kitchen back to the people and keep it out of the hands of like the Kingpin, like Fisk and the Stormwinds, and keep it from all the people that had all the money, because they were originally going to tear everything down and turn it in, I think, to a pot farm, I think is what Fisk was going to do.
Oh, wow.
He was going to start cultivating marijuana now that it was a legal crop. So it's a pretty good storyline. It's definitely worth picking up and reading and trade.
Okay, so Elektra bought everything she could to get the majority stake in Hell's Kitchen, so nothing could get destroyed and repurposed for nefarious means. Okay, got it. So she's donned her own rendition of the costume for the most part, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So also, I believe she actually, now here's a curious point, okay? So with the King of Black coming out, and then Daredevil 25 coming out, which one is technically the cameo / first appearance of Elektra in Daredevil costume, because she appeared in the King in Black?
The vibe I've been hearing online is that King in Black is just a cameo, because it's like one little itty bitty tiny picture of her.
Mm-hmm.
So,
is that going to end up, maybe potentially holding a little bit better water, especially if the Daredevil progression in the story goes how you're speculating, which could be 1 or 2 issues, and then it just goes right back to Daredevil. They ended up doing something, or something happened, and Fisk was just like, screw this, I need Daredevil here because he's my mortal enemy, so I'm just going to buy him out, and he's not going to go to jail, and Elektra's got to go back to doing whatever.
That could happen too. I mean, I think whatever value King in Black is going to hold, it's going to hold on its own, and that little cameo picture isn't going to play much in the role of its value. And I think if anything, CGC is going to recognize Daredevil 25 as her first appearance in that costume.
Yeah.
And costume changes don't really retain or hold a lot of value.
Right. I definitely would agree with that. You would have to have like a whole new character and a new costume, like Miles Morales. Like, Miles Morales is the Spider-Man. Like, there's not like too much Peter Parker hype and stuff going on. It's like, if you want to read Spider-Man, it's Miles Morales.
Yeah, like look at Typhoid Mary comes back in Daredevil, and there was no spec on that, no bearing, no anything.
Yeah.
So,
So, since you haven't been looking at the stuff lately, so we're going to take a peek here. This is the most popular comics right now. This list has moved around a lot. I know you got an Ultimate Fallout 4 in there somewhere, right?
Do you need a membership to view this list?
No, you do not need a membership to view this list. You can get the free membership, because I like to do that so I can keep track of like my comics list wish list. So like I'll just like populate from anything on here into my own wish list, and be able to keep track of what I actually am trying to hunt for. But yeah, so Ultimate Fallout 4 9.8 apparently is going for $1,300. Goodness gracious. Here's the thing that always blows my mind. Spawn #1 is always in the top 3 of the most popular comic books. Always in the top 3.
That kills me.
I don't know how. I don't know why. I love it because Spawn is definitely one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. But it just boggles my mind all the time that Spawn is always up there.
I'm surprised that it's up there with the values that it has with the massive print run that it had. I mean, the book to have is the newsstand version of that.
Right. I don't have a newsstand. I think I probably got like maybe a 9.0, 85 9.0.
But you know,
So
that same argument was said about ASM 300 for a long time. How could that ever continue to go up in price with the massive amount of books that are out there? And it's like the highest graded book on the CGC census, I think, as of right now.
yeah. Venom 3, man, that 9.8 price has dropped. I'm a little bit disappointed in that. I probably should have just tried to sell my 9.8 of Venom 3 when it was like $450, but I just loved the book too much. I couldn't part with it. Goodness gracious. All right. We got Carnage still at the top. Do you
hold?
Do you like Spider-Woman? Are you into that?
No, I mean, if I had easy access to affordable copies, I would be, but I just never, ever see that book anywhere where I live.
Right. There you go. Spider-Man 300, going to be up there. Amazing Spider-Man 4, first appearance of Silk. That's another character I just...
Long-term hold, man. Strong female character.
Yeah.
In the Spider-Man universe, yeah.
Venom 26, first appearance of Virus, which I'm not going to lie, I was kind of disappointed in who it was going to be, who it turned out to be. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Spectacular Spider-Man #1. I think I have that up there somewhere. I'm actually kind of surprised that's on the list. Omega Men or Omega Red. Got that book.
Mm-hmm.
So the free comic book day Spider-Man. Okay. Last time I went to my shop, they still had a stack. Like a stack of these there. Legends of the Dark Knight. Goodness gracious. You got your Wolverine #1?
I do not. That's another mini series that I want to grab. There's 4 or 5 books of that, and I'd like to get a full graded set. Realistically, I think if I saved up and worked at it, I could probably get a full set of 9/8s. I think to get a full set near mint, you're close to $200 to $300. Yeah, you're
right there.
Yep. 9.0 plus.
There you go. If you want to get all 4.
Hey, look, there's all 4 of them in 9.8 for $1,200.
So is that kind of like your thinking of, like, if you're trying to get something like that, you're just going to go for the 9.8 and spend the money to get the 9.8, or
if it's affordable? I'm playing the generational trend when it comes to speculation. Stuff that I want for my personal collection, I'm riding that generational wave. And right now, Copper Age stuff, 80s stuff, we're starting to see continue going up, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why I've been massively buying up all the Punisher stuff I want for my collection, not because I think it's going to be worth tens of thousands of dollars, but because I'd much rather buy this for $20 instead of paying $40, instead of paying double a year or two later or 10 years later.
Right.
And Wolverine's just one of those ones that doesn't follow like a spec cycle where it bumps up with news and then trends downward when things get quiet. This thing kind of steadily climbs.
Mm-hmm. I mean, shoot, somebody's claiming
there's
near
340. What do they got on the grades of those?
Let's see. 7085. 7085. Why can I not see the top? What is she doing?
Yeah, that's a bit high. I'd rather spend 150 on raw copies that are.
Yeah, here you go, right here.
Yeah, 9.0 or better that you could probably press clean and hopefully get 9.4s and better.
Where I just passed it, 9.8 or 9.0s. So, my dad actually bought the entire miniseries and he sent it to me for one of my Christmas or birthday presents like a couple of years ago. They're not like
oh,
I had the whole set, and if I wanted to actually get it graded, then I would need to try to get them pressed, maybe clean, and see how high they would be able to get, because I don't think they would really go that high.
Well, it's look at it this way. For a very long time, most collectors are like 9.8 or bust on modern books. Well, if you look at it right now, the modern age era of comics is well over 30, 35 years. So you're talking books stretching back into the 80s. 9.8s are near impossible on a lot of those books back then.
Yeah. I can think of one channel that's very much about trying to make sure modern books are 9.8s like all the time. And I think you're going to have a lot better time doing that for, like 90s, like 1990s to today. You'll probably have a better chance of getting those 9.8s. But like anything past that, getting into the actual copper into bronze is going to be really hard to do.
So if you follow that generational aspect of collecting and speculation, the older the books get, the longer they stretch out the modern age. That first chunk of the modern age, it's not going to be that 9.8 expectation. So a lot of people start looking for 9.6s, then 9.4s, and then 9.2. And it's just kind of, they're going to get the best book they can at the price that they can afford it. And that's where you'll see those upward sales trends.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Aliens book, that all black book. 9.8s are over $1,000 for that. Right? And that's 1988.
It's just, oh, goodness gracious. This is insane. But let's see. Let's keep going down the list here. You got your Thor number 5.
That's still holding value, yeah.
120 for a 9.8. I know Skeff is dying for me to sell him my Thor run, but sorry, Skeff, I'm not selling you my Thor run. I have no extra copies. Savage She-Hulk number 1. Honestly, my copy of Savage She-Hulk number 1, I think I might just try to sell to trade up or something like that because mine is not that good. Oh, we got somebody in the house here. What's up, Jason, Southern Comic Geek? Congratulations on passing that 600 subscriber milestone. That's a big deal, bro. Congratulations. Thanks for stopping by, man. Don't no, you don't get to boo. Let's see. Did you fall in the hype for the Batman 92?
I got 2 copies of the first print, cover A. That's it.
This is actually surprising here. Apparently, Spawn 309 Gunslinger cover 9.8 is going for $75. Let's
skip all that one.
Well, if you remember, that book dropped in price once it actually came out, and it was about like a week later. It actually dropped because people were trying to just sell pre-orders out the window. All right, so somebody's looking for $90 for a 9.8.
That and the second print of that came out as well.
Yeah, and the second print came out. Okay, so here you go. $20, $16, $15, $75, 9.8. I mean, I would say that's a pretty, I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty good price for that book, if I do say so. Because the Spawn 174 first appearance of the Spawn Gunslinger is an insanely low print book. Not insanely, but it is extremely low print, and that is a very hard book to find and get in a good grade. I paid $150 for 175, $150 for my book, and like I don't think I'll ever find another one of those out in the wild. But goodness gracious. Nova, do you think Nova's going to end up popping up in the MCU? Do you think this would be something that you'd be interested in trying to pick up for the spec?
It's funny you say that because I think I just saw a picture floating around on social media of Phase 5, Marvel's Phase 5. I think it had Nova on there for 2022 or 2023.
Really?
Yeah. So that was the book to buy in 2019.
Yeah.
For way cheaper.
Let's see. So first listing $60.
I passed up 2 9.6s for 150 a piece in 2019, and I'm still regretting that.
For $60, this would not be a bad book to get, in my opinion. So, like, here's my thought process. Okay, so let's say, okay, I'm looking for a Nova. I want to buy a Nova. What am I looking at? For me, I want to try to get is based off the pictures that they provide. Hopefully, they're fairly decent. I want to see if, based on the condition, if it's actually really going to be worth that price. And I'm not trying to look for the 9.8. I'm not trying to look for a super high grade copy, because in this case it's Nova. It's going to be expensive, right? So I am like very meticulous at looking at the book, seeing if that, like that's some water damage up there. Looks like, I'm trying to see if this is really going to be worth that price.
That's $15-$20 in my opinion, all day long. That's water damage on the top of that rippling and those rounded or blunted corners.
And that top line, you see that color rub all the way across, and it's got that bend up there.
That's probably because of the water damage.
But see, here's the thing, okay? It is a newsstand, but here's the thing, okay? So, like, if you wanted to get this book, okay, the seller has got it listed at $60. If you made an offer for $20, $40 less than what they were potentially willing to go, would it even be worth your time trying to get the seller to do that? Because I don't think they're looking for $60 for that.
They're probably not going to budge. There's definitely more Nova fish in the sea, so to speak. That book is pretty prolific right now with all the awareness that's going on. With what everybody knows, there's lots of copies coming to the market. It's pretty readily available. Pricing varies greatly. People are awfully confused with this year's current events on what's going on with the movies and the franchise. And the first thing that I've seen recently was that picture floating around social media that I don't even know if it's real. So I hate to even bring it up too much. It could be just a fan made copy talking about Phase 5, but
right. So, I mean, I would say that there's, like, just even looking at the pricings here, for stuff less than $100, I'm actually kind of surprised that there's so many that are less than $100. Okay, so this person's looking for $50 at a 4.0. That corner's you see that corner, dude? That thing is beat up. So
I would
is that one.
This book's still trending downward for at least. If that picture was real, the news might spike it up a little bit, but I would imagine this book would trend downward for at least another year.
Look at that big line. Look at that all the way down. See, now, I think if I wanted to get this book, I think if I sent the seller a counter offer, staples look good. Staples look real good. You'd say that's Off-White, right?
Yeah.
Or cream. Would you say that's cream?
Probably Off-White. What was that book? What year was that? 78. They base it on there's color, the type of the paper.
76.
The paper quality of the time is how they base it. I'd say that's probably Off-White.
Okay. So
lighting could maybe change that.
So, okay. So he's saying condition 4.0, very good. Honestly, I think it looks, I almost dare to say it looks better than that first book we looked at. Almost, maybe.
Kills the first book, and that one being a 4.0. He's probably not too far off.
So let's look here.
I think that price list right there with Go Collect is inflated.
It is. It's just a reference. Also, I feel like trying to look at like the comics price guide here sometimes just takes, like, I don't know, the website just like is shoddy, I feel like.
Oh, that's not even Go Collect. I'm sorry.
Oh, this is comics price guide. I swapped over because Go Collect is shitting a brick. Okay, so Nova number 1. Oh, there's a different cover. I didn't even notice that. So very good. $18 for a 4.0.
Yeah.
So somebody's asking for 50.
Here's your deal, man. Here's a deal. Your last recorded sale online of a 9.6 was $329 this December. The last recorded sale of a 9.8 was $1,150.
Wow.
There's a vast difference in value right there. There's what some people I've heard referred to as what's called the rule of halves. So if a 9.8 is worth $1,200, you'd imagine a 9.6 should have a fair market value of 600. Then a 9.4 would be 300, and then a 9.2 would be 150.
Wow.
Generally, that trend isn't perfect like that, but I've seen it work out like that quite a bit. So when you see a 9.8 recent sales of 1,200, and you see pricings of 9.6s for $300-ish, well, there's some equity there that could be had.
Mm-hmm.
As people begin to lose the ability to chase that 9.8, and it becomes unaffordable for them, where are they going to turn? 9.6, 9.4, 2, so on.
So would you say that what would you call it? That not equation of halves, would you say? Rule of halves. So would you be able to track that all the way down through the grades just
No,
like
it's
that?
it's not perfect by any means. It's not a hard, fast rule. It's if you're walking through a convention and you see a seller selling 9.8s and 9.6s, and like a 9.8 is $1,200, and then he has his 9.6s for $600, then he knows what he's doing. He kind of sees and follows the market and the trends and what's going on. But if you sometimes the books just work out like that. It's not even really about the vendor or the seller necessarily, because they don't really dictate that a lot of times. But that's where you got to skate where the puck is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one way to stay 2 or 3 steps ahead of a lot of everybody else that are just buying books, is you look for those undervalued portions of a book.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Go Collect has literally shit the biggest brick ever. Oh my god. All right. 6.5 for $100. Is that anywhere near it? Hell no.
Yeah.
Look at that. Graded value, $50.
Yeah, the last sale of a 6.5 was 80 on GPA.
Somebody's trying to sell it for $100.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the game too. If you look at some stuff on Instagram, Twitter, other places, and you see people that have a short box full of Novas and they're grading them, well, they're going to trend them upwards as they sell them.
Right.
Anyways.
It's so hard to find like the actual good deal. I feel like I've gotten some pretty awesome deals on some of the stuff I've done and picked up, but I also kind of think I probably definitely paid too much for certain books. So a real good example of that would be probably my first appearance of Guy Gardner Green Lantern book. So I'm going to pull this up just to kind of show the shame that I feel for this.
Oh, it happens, but it's education, right?
Right. So here we go. All right. So I have a Guy Gardner Green Lantern number 59, first appearance of Guy Gardner. I paid $150 for a 4.0, and it's now valued at $90.
Until there's some big Green Lantern news.
Unfortunately, I think the only Green Lantern news that we're going to be getting is going to be with Jon Stewart.
Gotcha.
But it's also interesting. Did you watch Arrow?
I didn't.
Okay, so in the Arrow series, are you familiar with the character called John Diggle?
I'm not. No.
Okay, so John Diggle, I think his name's John Diggle. Diggle is kind of like Oliver Queen's like friend and bodyguard kind of thing, like a security guy that was hired when he came back from the island and being rescued and stuff like that. Well, at the end of the series, I could be mistaken about that, but towards the end of the series, or like the major Crisis on Infinite Earths event that they did, one of those, a Green Lantern ring came to John Diggle. So what are they going to do with this? Are they going to do like a whole new series? Because as far as I know, John Diggle was never a Green Lantern. John Stewart was the Green Lantern. So like maybe they're going to just kind of like find a way to move that over or something. I don't even know.
It's tough. This year has flip-flopped a lot of what we know or new or no?
Here, here, we'll just look at more stuff that's really educational here. Okay, so we're gonna go over my graded comic books since I have less and you have so many. It won't take all day. Oh man, I need more graded comic books. All right, so Swamp Thing number 25, first cameo of John Constantine. I paid $98 for a 9.6, and it's now up to 135. Well, that's nice.
Wow,
I didn't realize that. Got one graded in here. Here we go. I think this has gone up. Oh wow. Next Man 21, first color appearance of Hellboy, second overall. Oh, I just realized you can't see this. First full color appearance of Hellboy. I paid $85 for an 8.5 graded. It's now up to $187. I'm very surprised by that, considering how much hate the new Hellboy movie got. Even though I actually have grown to really enjoy that movie. It's actually really nice. I like it a lot. I have another graded copy somewhere. Where is it? I thought I did. What's the other graded issue? Wait, no. I don't have a Batman graded book. No. Where is it? Where'd it go? It's not Green Lantern. It's not a Big Man. What? What's the other DC book I have? Oh, it is okay. Never mind. We're just gonna skip past me forgetting what I own. Okay. Image. Redneck is my graded copy. I paid $65. 9.8 has decreased in value. It's now at 55. Which I don't know. I feel kind of like surprised because Donny Cates is just so on fire, literally, that I'm very surprised that Redneck, especially at a 9.8, compared to all of his other major titles that have done really well, is heavily undervalued.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's a modern number one. It's a great story. It's got a good fan base, a great writer. Maybe it's just waiting for that next bit of info.
Okay, so my Conan 24 is the graded one. Just ignore that. Okay, so Conan 24, I paid $100 for that. 7.5 decreased heck in value. Goodness gracious. I want to get my 23 so I can have the pair. I think that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, now is the time to start doing up a 2021 hunt list.
Right. Daredevil number 4. I have mine graded at 4.0. I paid $75 for it. Valued at $90. Sweet. That was like my big grail. I think one of my big grail books I did this year to be able to get. You'll get a kick out of this. I got a Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, Godzilla number 1. Paid 50. 9.2 for 59. Now, at the time, I don't know what was going through my head, but at the time I couldn't justify spending the extra money for the 9.8, and I honestly am kind of kicking myself for not doing it.
There's a 9.4 going. Old label, $50.
That is not no.
$250. Go Godzilla.
Yeah, old label. But they don't what is this? That's number 15 though. That's not the number 1, unfortunately.
23. So you got a ASM 361 up there?
Yeah, it's not graded though. I don't.
What's the raw value going on that?
Let's take a look here.
There you go.
Mine, I feel like mine looks pretty good. I might be overgrading that at an 8.0. My wife actually found that we were at the honey hole up here in Dallas at Titan Comics, and I was like, hey, go in this Spider-Man box, look for these numbers, and then tell me if you find them. And she's like, hey, this is one of those, right? And she pulled that out, and I was like, oh my God.
Nice.
I think I paid like 25, maybe $30 for it. So I'd probably, from anywhere from a 7 to an 8. Let's see the values here.
Nice. That book saw a record sale on, I think it was Comic Link, newsstand edition in 9.8. That was in 9.8, but it didn't have any of the factory tears. Like the printer grabbers didn't have any of the tears on the top or the bottom or on the front or the back.
Mm-hmm.
Went for almost $1,200.
Wow. So Comics Price Guys put in a 9.8, graded at 410, raw value 217. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, I would say that's pretty good value.
I think that's a little behind the curve, actually. If GPA would finish loading, oops, I loaded my 129. Whoa. That book 361, I think, is pretty volatile right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because Venom's been pushed back, a lot of other things have pushed back. I think people are kind of sleeping on it a little bit. I think 9.8 newsstand editions are where a lot of the attention is.
Yeah.
And to fetch a higher price, but even direct editions are still selling pretty well. And GPA is listing the last sale of a 9.8. If it finished loading here. Holy, so many copies. It was 560 or 546 was the last sale that GPA recorded. For some reason, GPA doesn't always catch Comic Link auctions or Heritage auctions, and it's supposed to, though. Because that book sold for almost $1,200 on Comic Link.
Wow.
Well, that should have affected the rest of the market, but for some reason it's not.
Skeff's got to be pretty happy about this here. 316, 9.8.
Yeah,
graded,
that first cover appearance.
I've got that book. I've got it raw. I think it might be. I paid $50. My local comic book shop owner was looking for $60, and I brought him down to $50. I felt like I got a pretty good deal on that, but I don't know.
Even the second print of 361 at 9.8 selling for $250.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. That second print is, I've noticed that second print is starting to climb. Mm-hmm. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because like you can't get the first, you get the second. If you can't get the first appearance, you get the second, third, fourth, whatever. All right, here. I want to see what Comics Price Guide says about the 3.0. Okay, so I think this is hilarious. I paid $3.99. It's graded at a 9.8 and valued at $405. Let's see if that's still holding. Wow. Even Comics Price Guide's putting that up there. I don't know. I don't know if I put my Venom 3 up on eBay listed for $400. I don't know if I would get very many bites.
No, I think you're right. That book's pretty prolific in selling for around the $250 range on most places. The last sale was $266.
Yep. Sold December 7th today.
502 this year.
Yep. Sold for $270. Look, I know you're a cover A guy like I am. I gotta have the cover A. If I don't get cover, I told my wife that's the other day. If I don't get cover A, I get jittery. Like I have to have the cover A, and it really does grind my gears that the cover A isn't the most expensive book. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just how it goes, I guess. And I don't know why it's cover A. The third print. There's a third print and 2 exclusives that are worth a lot more.
Yeah, like this first cover appearance sold for almost $500 at 9.8, and it's just like I don't even know.
And that third print saw a height of $1,000 or better earlier this year, which is nuts.
Look at this: a Venom 3 first print signed by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman at a 9.4 for $184.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. The one thing to remember with this whole Null ordeal is Null is a villain, and villain spec doesn't always pan out, or and doesn't always stay up there.
I guess you're right on that, but I don't know. I feel like the entire new continuity, new canon that Null and the Venom story run that Donny Cates has developed changes the landscape of Venom and the Marvel universe so much that like the spec isn't really staying consistent with how monumental that change is.
I would agree with you, especially considering that Null is prime grade A beef for a movie. Like, not his own, but I mean him being in a Venom movie or the Spider-Man series of movies, something that's just too good of an opportunity to pass up with a storyline in a series.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he is literally the oldest living thing. Like, he beat out the Celestials who created the universe. Like, I think it goes the it's not the one above all. Who's the other one?
Oh, I can't remember.
The presence, right? Yeah, it's the presence. It, as far as I can understand, it goes the presence and then Null. You know, like that's what it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that is just too epic of a character and a monumental change to the entire Marvel universe to where the value doesn't actually meet the impact that that has. All right. I want to see what my Wolverine.
That's another series I want to collect the raws in so I can read them all.
Yeah, so I got mine graded, paid 35, graded at 9.4, valued at 50. What? I was really happy that it came back at that value. I don't even care.
It's an excellent cover.
It's all black. Oh, goodness gracious. I sent so many black covers to CGC to get graded. I don't even know what I was getting into. All right. This one, I'm actually really happy that this one has actually gone up a little bit because it was actually down. So this was the very first big comic book I bought. It's one of the lowest number. Actually, it is the lowest number X-Men book I own.
First Blob?
No, it's the second appearance of the Juggernaut.
That's right.
I paid $75 for that. Got it at 3.5, valued at $80. I'm actually really pleased with that.
Nice.
Because the spec did go down, or the price, the value of that did go down, unfortunately, and I was kind of bummed about that.
Well, one of the things, I mean, if you're buying for PC is eventually, I don't know about you, but I'll get bored with checking up on books every 3 months or 6 months, and I start checking yearly or every other year or every couple of years. It's to the point where I don't check any of my Punisher stuff now that I've owned for over a decade, because I know there aren't going to be any sales on some of the rare, harder to find things. And you just start to see patterns and trends that become very predictable and anticipated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. This one, I am very, very surprised at what has happened with this. Per the comic books price guide, My Preacher #1 at a 9.4, paid $70 for that book, and it's now valued at $280 with a $210 increase.
Oh wow!
Did
you pick that up before the show or after the show?
I picked it up after the show, like well after the show. I picked that up this year.
Oh wow!
So that is the biggest increase. I'm not sure why or whatnot, because the show ended. Like, they did the 4 seasons and then finished it off. That's it. Like, the Punisher or the Preacher series is only 66 issues. That's it.
Huh.
And that's a Garth Ennis story. So if you are big into Garth Ennis, you should read that if you haven't done it yet.
I might. I've got the DC wild card now for Modern Men, so I might make them read Preacher one of these nights.
It is, actually, I hate to say this, but I have not actually read Preacher. I've only watched the TV series. So if it's anything like the TV series, it's fucking weird, dude. It's
my understanding of the book is that it's way more brutal and out there than the show was. The show did a good job, but they had to cut back a little bit to keep it showable, if you will.
Right, because I think they did it through Showtime or Bravo or something like that, or AMC. No, it was AMC. I think it was AMC. It was one of those. But yeah, who is this? Mad respect. What you got? My copy of Wolverine 1 I bought off the shelf, and before I got home, it had white acid print. Like, as in, like it had like something got on it that was acidic and just like ruined it. Because if that's the case, that is terrible. Oh, that brings up a question I have for you, Andy. Okay, so did you see Comic Tom's Instagram story? Either, I think it was yesterday, where he had a stack of damaged books that he was just tossing into the dumpster behind him. Did you see that?
I did not. No.
So I don't know. He didn't say in the information or anything, but it was just him with a stack of books, and he was just tossing them into the dumpster, just like showing like these books are just completely ruined kind of thing.
Ooh.
But like he didn't go into like specific detail or what it is. But would you think that would be kind of like not necessarily a good thing to do? Because like if it's damaged, there's still value to it, like no matter what.
Well, you could take whether it's damaged or not from a collector's standpoint. You know, that term could vary greatly. You know, you and I see a ding on a corner, is like, oh man, it's not what I want anymore. Or they could be to the point where they're missing interior pages or whatnot. But books like that are prime donatable material to children's hospitals, where kids don't care about the story missing a page or something else. That they want that escape, they want that fun. It's books like that really should be donated to children's hospitals and to other causes in need.
Yeah, so I think some of the people that commented on that had actually said that. So I'm kind of, it's kind of nice to hear you kind of had the same idea, because like when he was doing that, I was like, you just tossing the books out. Like, is it like really that damaged? And I will say, reservedly, I have thrown out some comic books that I've owned, albeit because they were just beat to hell, like real bad, like full cover missing, multiple pages, just like falling apart, just real bad. But I went back out and I hunted and I found me new copies that were much better intact. So it is there, but like, goodness gracious.
You know, the caveat to this, is that they could have been under orders to destroy those copies. Say they were modern books that Diamond said, okay, we're sending you replacements. The books that you have were errors and need to be destroyed. Well, Russ, Mill Geek Comics, has a Diamond account, is the comic book shop in that aspect. So maybe Tom's tossing away the stuff that Russ was mandated to destroy. So that there's a caveat to that. They could have been required to do that by Diamond. Who knows?
Yeah. And that's kind of a bummer too, but I don't know. It just, maybe if Tom actually put it in the description about exactly why he was doing it that way, it might have been received a little bit better. But like at first glance, like there was tons of people just right off the comments, like, why are you throwing those away? Like, just give them away, donate them or whatever. But if there was like that order from Diamond, hey, these are error printed, these are bad, toss these, we're sending you replacements, that makes a lot more sense. Like when you put it that way.
You know, when Diamond puts out those letters, how many retailers actually throw out those books? Not many.
Probably not.
And usually I think Diamond says that they have to be sent back. Now that I think about it, I think Diamond requests books like that get sent back to them. I'm not a retailer by any means. I don't have a Diamond account. I can only speak from the experience I've seen online and from the adventures I've seen other people go through on that aspect. But I mean, speaking of Tom, he's got a killer Peach Momoko Turtles variant coming out in his December box. I couldn't pass that up. I haven't gotten a mystery mail call in almost all of 2020, but I did get that one. I think the last time to sign up was this week or next week, maybe. But
see, I'm not okay. This is the one you're talking about, right? This one over here on the right.
Yeah,
I really don't like the way that looks.
Everything Turtles is smoking hot right now, though.
I understand that.
I'm collecting that IWD run, so I want one and or both of those covers for my full run. That 110 is a good book to have.
Is there anything significant? Because I am not collecting the IDW run. The only one I have is issue number 100, The Death of Splinter. That's it.
There is something up with that, and it's escaping off the. It's not on the top of my head at the moment, but that IWD run. Why is it not coming up? I'll find it in a second here.
So, what was the last day of sign? It was December 15th. So if I decided to sign up for December 15th, I'd be able to pick it up.
110. Preview of The Last Ronin. That's why the 110 was holding some speculation value. Is the back of that book has a preview of The Last Ronin. And it's the first team appearance of the Roadhogs. And oh god, this word. Anthropomorphic biker gang. I don't know what that means, but I'm not
okay.
Either way, 110 cover A was not a really killer cover. The B cover was much better, or the 1 in 10 was much better and holds a higher value. I think out of the 110 covers and the variants, these two are going to have a higher value because they're like limited, like, I don't know. He says it in there. They're limited print run.
Mm-hmm. What else has he got?
And who knows? If he sells out, he might just go back and order more. So how limited is it really? But
right. So December hotkeys, Fantastic Four number 46.
I'm glad that they're putting some focus on this because I thought, in my opinion, I feel like they lost sight in that lottery aspect of the mystery mail call for a long while, where the lotteries weren't that great. Maybe they just had a slump in finding good books to add or whatnot. But for a long, long time, there just wasn't anything lottery wise that was worth a whole lot. Not really value wise, but I mean that sparked a lot of interest in, you know, that intrinsic
right. All right, so since he's got this here, we're going to look this up. I want to look this up because I definitely would like to get that first appearance of Black Bolt because, I mean, that's just some Jack Kirby goodness. I mean, look at that. That's such a great cover.
Yeah.
What is this getting? Who's selling that for?
After you look that up, I do have to run. I'm curious now before I go, though.
Number 46.
Oh, wow.
Very good to find for $100. That's not bad. Man, okay. I just want to see how bad this book is beat up.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
That,
like somebody threw it in a dryer with a bunch of rocks.
Dude, that looks like a staple and or two are missing. Cover is attached. One advertisement has been clipped. Doesn't affect the story. Man, if you really wanted that book, there you go. $50. You can get a good copy. I mean, shoot, I've paid that much for good, you know, that kind of grade.
Well, I got to run, man. Thanks for letting me hang out. I'll try to make it to more Mondays, even if it's just for 20, 25 minutes before our Modern Men show. I know those guys were running a little late at work, so they decided to go at 10:30. So it was great to have an hour to hang out with you, man.
Hell yeah. Hey, Andy, thank you very much for coming on tonight. I appreciate it. Been trying to get you on here for a while, but I know you got your previous engagements on Modern Man, and that's totally awesome. So have a good night, man. Enjoy your show, and I'll catch you next time, brother.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Keep dropping that link in that group chat, and that makes it pretty convenient to just pop in and say hi, you know?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll do that every Monday. And make sure you don't forget, okay, next week, Monday night, Jibber Jabber on the 14th is going to be a big one. Gem Mint. I got the message from the man.
I might have to hack my way onto the show and just hang out and see what's up.
Yeah, I'm literally shitting bricks. I was telling Haley, it's like, okay, do I need to just do a complete rearrange in here somehow, or just like keep it as is or whatever? So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but
it's gonna be sweet, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right, man. Have a good night.
See you later.
All right, later. All right, guys. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it on that note. That was a wonderful, wonderful surprise. My man, Comic Man Andy. If you guys haven't already been subscribed to that dude, he is a genuine dude, and he's a wonderful live stream host. He was big in helping me get the channel up and going. Let me come on his any given Thursday show. And I miss going on the show and doing that. He's just been busy doing a whole bunch of other stuff. But guys, Comic Man Andy, thank you guys for stopping by today. All the spec, you guys, make sure you keep an eye on your spec, okay? Make sure you keep an eye on the hot comics list coming out, okay? Because there is lots of big important things that happen, and it's just how it is. Like, we just gotta keep on top of it because there's the deals out there. There's always deals out there, and you just got to be ready to capitalize on those deals. Like I did today. I couldn't pass up on the Alien. I had to get that Alien lot. All right. I had to do it because there's probably not going to be any other chance to be able to get that book in a first print because it's going to blow up. Marvel is dropping that new series in March. So if you want anything Dark Horse Alien related, now's the time to get it. You know, same thing with the Predator series. Like Predator's probably going to have an announcement here soon from Marvel. You know, maybe they're going to end up doing maybe a Predator Alien Marvel series, you know, TV show series. Who knows? But it's important to get those key books. Dark Horse Presents. If you want anything Alien, Predator related, go for those Dark Horse Presents books. Those are the first big books from those particular characters. It's just, you just got to do it. You got to be on the hunt, guys. Like if you're not looking in the right spots, okay? So you got to be looking either comics Go Collect. I use Go Collect. It's real simple. It's real easy to navigate. It's got all the pretty pictures. It's got prices, everything you can use to get a fairly decent ballpark idea. I also use Comics Price Guide. Okay. This is a really awesome in-depth price guide too as well. You got to kind of use both of them to be able to figure out, you know, where's the best bang for the buck, you know, which books are trending. It's also, both of those tools are really beneficial because they give you additional information. So, for example, actually, hold on, cancel that. Here we go, right here. So when you look at these books, okay, they're going to give you a description of why they're important. First appearances, second appearances, classic covers, anything like that. Use these tools so you can learn and be able to pick up on what books you should be looking out after. Okay. Very important. So, guys, thank you for stopping by, guys and gals. Sorry to keep saying guys, but just want to cover it's just y'all. All right, y'all. Thank you for stopping by the Monday Night Jibber Jabber. Stay tuned next Monday, December 14th, live from Dallas, Texas. Vincent McLean, the Comic Machine, with special guest Gem Mint from Gem Mint Collectibles. It's going to be one heck of a show. Hopefully I have a good turnout. But I'm still kind of in shock a little bit that the big man with a shit ton of subscribers said he'd be willing to come on the show. So this is going to be epic. So make sure you guys come check it out. Stay tuned for this Thursday's video. I think I'm going to hopefully I get one of my eBay books to come in so I can show that off. But I've got literally like 5 or 6 books purchased waiting to actually get here. They also show shipped. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I can get some stuff in before Thursday. But if not, I'll just bring you some excellent content no matter what. Thursday, be there or be square. And that's going to be it for tonight's Monday Night Jibber Jabber, guys. Y'all have a great night. Take care. And I'll catch you next time.